Bushcraft 101, page 196. Castor Mound set. For beaver, the best sets are called Castor Mounds. If you can catch one beaver, the castor yielded will catch the next, and the next, and so on. Castor is produced as a scent by a beaver to mark territory. There are castor glands near the base of its tail. This is a very attractive scent to all animals, but especially attractive to other beaver. Create a shelf at the edge of the bank to set a number 3 double long spring trap about 10 to 12 inches deep in the water on the shelf and offset about a half the distance from one side to center to one side of center, left or right. On the bank, create a false slide by dragging your foot through the mud as if a beaver had slid into the water on his belly. If you can find a genuine, fresh slide, set the trap here, as this may not require baiting with castor. Above the slide, place some fresh torn grasses and a few sticks you have freshly whittled. Place some castor on this pile if you have it. Beavers will constantly patrol the edges of the water and investigate these slides. As one bellies up to the bank, it will drop its foot into your trap. Muskrats are very much like beaver, but if you can find a lodge or slide signaling their presence, these are also ideal places to use small, numbered 110 coney bears. Mink are carnivores, and muskrat is their favorite meal. So any muskrat meat you don't eat should be used for this. Raccoons and possum patrol the banks as well, and any rotten fish or smelly material will attract their attention. Just as with fishing, large traps with heavy pan tension catch large animals. Small traps with light pan tension will catch about any animal. Specialty sets. In addition to the sets discussed earlier, there are some specialty sets. In this category, I would place one blind set, that is set, page 197, without bait, that you can create with wire snares. The squirrel pole set. Using this method, you set up an avenue or path of least resistance for the squirrel by leaning a fallen tree against another in which the animals are already living or are frequenting. They will invariably travel up this pole rather than climb up the main trunk of the tree. Using a series of open snares on this bridge will yield squirrels 9 times out of 10. You can even drive the animals into the trap by spooking them off the ground to the trees. Here's a picture of the leaning pole trap. It shows a thinner board or whatever tied up to the mid part of a tree. The snare trap is 4 feet off of the ground. Primitive trapping. Primitive traps have been used by ancient peoples since we became hunter-gatherers, and they are just as effective today as they were in ancient times. The biggest advantage to primitive trapping is, end of page.